Here we go. You can hear me now. My apologies. That's probably why I was a little vertical minded. Okay. I was just praying. Welcome to episode. You have no sound. Can you hear now? You can hear me now? You can hear me now? Okay, perfect. Um, wow. Welcome to episode 1. How you doing? Good morning. Blessings, peace, and love. You can. Okay, hey Connor. Oh, thank you, Mr. Carter. Good morning. I've been missing y'all. I have been missing you all. So, you guys will be doing something a little different. I'm being guided here. So, I'm excited for what's to come. As I was saying, when the volume was off, was that I was getting so many downloads. Now, for 3 days, God was telling me, I was like focused in on this title, but I believe that's going to be episode 2 because I'm still gathering information pertaining to that episode. So, episodes, be looking out for episodes to come. That's the new year. We don't be missing you. Said I'm missing you. I'll find a way to get through. Hey James, nice to see you. Okay, blessings, peace, and love. You showed up, so you have been missing me. Thank you. Okay, so but yes, be looking out for episodes with new energy, new lessons, new conversations, new sessions, private sessions. You guys, wow, I have been talking to so many people. I have been learning so much. God has been talking to me so much. Don't never lose yourself. And thank you guys for hitting that like, share, and subscribe button. Thank you for hitting that like button. God said it's time for you to step out. I said, okay, Lord, I will. It's time to focus on yourself, okay? Everybody is not disposable. Everybody is not disposable. Oh, thank you. Everybody is not disposable. I know if you look good, you know, I know if you got nice materialistic things. Morning, hey Duck, how you doing? Blessings, peace, and love to you. Blessings, peace, and love to you. Everybody is not disposable. Just because one can come and the other one can go, everybody is not disposable. Okay? That was the title. And that just came about when I was talking to the Lord as I was setting up. Yes, thank you for that 200. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I was setting up because, like I said, for 3 days, God gave me the second episode. And the reason why it's not episode 1 is because I'm still gathering up information. I done had so many great conversations with people that are like minded, people that are like so indifferent, the different views on multiple different subjects and multiple different. Oh my God, I'm excited. Okay, it's just so much. But God gave me this title today as I was setting up, and I was like, okay, God, you've been having me, think about this title, and I'm gonna say it because I can't forget it. It's been the same thing for 3 days. And episode 2, be looking out for episode 2. The reason why I can because he's telling me I can. Episode 2 is, all right, God, don't do it. You're gonna have to take. You're gonna have to tune in. Hit the notification button, cause that frees up me. Nah, be quiet. Move in silence. Remember, we always talk about that moving in silence. So continue to move in silence. Don't give your left hand what your right hand is doing. But if you in a relationship, okay, how you doing? How you doing, the real Carol Cole? If you in a relationship, there are certain things you are obligated to share. Okay, the rest, everybody don't need to know what the left hand is doing. You know, um, and I'm going down to the Book of Jonah. because I'm asking for guidance in the midst of everything that God has asked me to speak about. Everybody is not disposable. You can't just be disposing of people that adds value. And if you don't see the value in what they add to your life and you willing to walk away, that's a blessing that could have gave you seasons and years of progression on a whole nother scale. I look down and I'm looking at the book of Jonah, okay? And it said, and I'm in chapter 1, verse 11, it said, and then they said to him, what should we do to you so that the sea will become calm for us? Then they said to him, what should we do to you so that the sea will become calm for us? For the sea was becoming more and more violent. And then he gave me, don't run. Okay, God. When you being disrespected, do you stand there and take it? Do you deal with it because you love that individual? Do you walk away? Or do you find a way to communicate by standing up for yourself? So, depending on who you are, you know, depending on who you are, you will go about it the best way you know how to go about things. You know, you got lifetimes of lessons that stands in the truth that you stand in, the foundation of your existence, of who you are growing to be. Because one, you was either forced to, or you've been submissive in some way to accept the change. When I said that, I thought about the 5 stages of grief. And the last one of grief is acceptance. When you get to the acceptance stage, it's like the calm after the storm. Going back to Jonah chapter 1, verse 11, it says, then they said to him, what should we do to you so that the sea will become calm for us? So, in other words, and let's just take our mind off of the content, or the text. In other words, for your own satisfaction, what are you not thinking of in the moment to secure somebody else's emotions? What are you not thinking about pertaining to the individual or the individuals' health and well-being, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually? What are you not thinking about on those levels? Most times when people be people, because they've gotten away with certain actions and certain perspectives, you know, manipulation tactics, you know, when people get away with certain things with multiple different people, they tend to use that same analogy or that same truth that has always been a winning tool against everybody. And you can't do that. because everybody's not the same. Everybody is not disposable. So when you doing you, when you being you, what you not thinking about when somebody new is in your presence, somebody you don't know, you know, you're not thinking about emotional intelligence. You're not thinking about if they how they feel about you or not, you know. Most people not. And this message is directed towards the ones that actually need to hear. So if you hear, there's something you got to take from this. Never change the very thing that's positive. Your beautiful aura, essence, your mind. Don't change that. Intertwining yourself or gluing yourself, connecting yourself to those you feel safe with. If you understand what I mean, and this can be on any level, romantically, it can be non-platonic, it could be in any field you can really apply that knowledge to. When I say don't lose yourself, because what we don't see, and I say we as humans, as individuals, we don't see sometimes how beautiful we are. We don't see how smart we are. Sometimes you got to get praise from the outside to see the value and what you've always carried, that second nature, or just you in general. Sometimes you got to get that praise from other people to see or be reflected back to you. Not everybody, but some. Chaos. I'm hearing chaos. Chaos. If something has hurt you this week, step back and reflect. Step back and really view how magnificent you are. Like, really step back and view how wonderful you are. Like, really do that. Talk to yourself in the mirror. I'm the what? But let it have some type of boundary when you do that. You know, some of you may do it out of insecurity. Some of you may do it out of uplifting oneself to another elevation of maturity. Some of you may do it so you won't hurt yourself because you stepped to the wrong person and you don't have that or wear that or is that or be that. You can, that rejection can hurt you. You hurt yourself if you don't believe the very thing that you put on. Mask off is what it's called. You can hurt yourself. Some people can use that to protect themselves. Like, really sit in it. It's okay to talk to yourself. Do it in private. It might sound weird, it might feel weird at first, but in the long run, what somebody else is not giving you, you got to give to yourself. Okay, God, I hear you. Everybody is not disposable. Some of y'all be just looking so good. You don't care if they stay or go. Because the saying is, if one won't, another one will. And that can be pertaining to family, that could be pertaining to relationships, that could be pertaining to yourself. Whatever you can't give to you, somebody else can give to you. Some people are disposable, yes, but we talking about the people that everybody is not disposable though. Some people are. Nah, you use your best judgment. You know what you're gonna deal with, and you know what you're not gonna deal with. But there are deal breakers you can't break with yourself. You ain't break it with the other people. What make this person different? What make this auntie more trusting? You understand what I'm saying? Say it is what it is. I know that's right. Claim it. Say, I am not disposable. I hear that, Thumble. And that's what you tell yourself. When you get rejected or when people reject you, there's nothing wrong with you. They just can't handle you. 9 times out of 10, they just can't handle you. You come with something that disrupts their safety. Sometimes that ain't got nothing to do with you, because you could be sit there in that individual's life to be a reflection of what they run it and scared to accept. So when I say don't change the very thing that make you magnificent, the very thing that makes you wonderful, the very valuable thing that has always helped you grow, don't get rid of it. But allow that boundary. And I'm going to go into that because I want you to feel, you know, boundary. Okay, so when you set a boundary with standing on your truth, that means setting a firm, clear understanding that honors your needs, your emotions, and your values. What you care about the most. Some of y'all, I ain't gonna say it like that. Because when I talk about emotional intelligence, you can't just be throwing things at people. Because everybody not emotionally strong or aware of what you putting out. So sometimes you can't just say stuff and just think that they won't be hurt. Or just because they look hard on the outside, that don't mean they not soft in the inside. Sometimes you gotta practice emotional intelligence. That's I'm gonna go back to the boundary. You was standing on your boundaries, okay? But I definitely gotta talk about emotional intelligence because, you know, that's important when you're talking about emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Because some people just be saying stuff. They don't care about nobody's emotions. They don't care about nobody's feelings. When you have emotional intelligence, you have the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions and recognize and influence the emotions of others. So what I mean by that is when somebody say you ugly, that can trigger you to say yo mama to the right person. Or somebody can say you really not that good. If you truly have an insecurity within yourself to feel that you lack or don't have a firm truth of the opposite of what was said, that could hurt your feelings. That person didn't care to protect your feelings because something about you triggered them. I'm a man, so I have no emotional intelligence. It comes with being a man. Yeah, but when you talking to a woman, you can't just be calling her all out her name. When you talking to a little girl, you sweet. You got to be sweet on a girl. You got to be sweet on a lady. Unless, I understand the concept of not all women should be treated like women. I completely understand that. But you can't place all women in the same category. You can't talk to all women the same. You can't talk to what they say 304s, excuse my language. The same you would talk to a woman that's classy and carry herself in the modern, classy, traditional way. Those are two different languages. So practicing emotional intelligence is understanding, because you know what, that goes into triggers. It goes into triggers. You said like me. Oh, I'm gonna say that your mama every time. You Texas made sure you said I'm gonna say your mama every time. You understand? It's a trigger. It's like, hold up, hold on. Who you talking to? But it's a time and place. Sometimes, sometimes you can't hold your tongue, and sometimes you just gotta let it roll off. You gotta understand at some point that what other people will be going through and they mental ain't got nothing to do with you. Sometimes you could be the trigger why they feel like what they feel like. That's not your problem. But if you care, if you want to elevate on a spiritual note, you will practice emotional intelligence on a whole nother scale. In other words, you'll watch what you say. If you don't watch what you say, you watch how it's said. Daycare, we're not talking about that. Tracy said, I'll talk to you nicely. That's the best way to go about things. What you say? Oh yeah, you definitely. This is not a dating site. Thank you. But anyways, you trigger me. I'ma trigger you spiritually. Say you gonna go to a whole nother realm of where, see, most people not spiritually aware either. Most people not spiritually aware, so if you attack them in the spiritual, they gonna get toe up. Depend. He said, I'm a trigger you spiritually. I'm gonna disrupt your whole nervous system for what you said to me. I understand. Something is off about your eyes. Other than the fact that I've been up since 4, 5 o'clock. No, longer than that. Other than the fact that I've been up since 2 o'clock yesterday, and I ain't went to sleep yet. I mean, that's the only thing I got. It was about 8 years ago. Don't act like you don't know. I've been sitting home in your mama's living room, girl. Couldn't be alone. Only reason why I said that was because Leo Jones popped on and said it was about 8 years ago. But what did you say before that? You talking about, well, go to the bar, Tracy. You said you need a man. Tracy from daycare said you need a man. Happy Black History Month. Happy Black History Month. Let me see what I missed. Tracy, you go both ways. You said marry me. You asked a woman to marry you, and you said you need a man. Do you go both ways? Cause I see a beautiful woman on this on as your photo. Talk to me like a lady I am. Oh yeah, okay. I see your comment. You are a beautiful woman. Um, who is that? He don't come on here being crazy, okay? Oh, that's a racist person. What is going on? He, they be loving us, okay? They, they be loving us. Let me get on here and start blocking some people off my channel. We got some people that don't got their mind right today. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's a distraction. It's gonna be a lot of distractions because the devil is the author of confusion. So if he can distract you from doing what you do on a daily, you know what I'm saying, or distract you from emotional intelligence. If the devil can distract you from doing what you're supposed to do. Hey, good morning, Sean. If the devil can distract you from being in your right mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let him win. That's why it's always good to operate at a high vibration. You remind me of my homegirl. She blunt and sweet, but it just be too funny. You know what? So, I have I'm gonna say a homeboy that I talk to continuously, but it's like I kind of mentor him in a way a lot. And he was like, "You could start your own channel." No, what he say? He said, "Your stories be so funny." He was like, "And you don't even be, you don't." He said, "You be so serious." He just told me that yesterday. Just told me that yesterday. Like, you should do comedy. He was like, "Cause you funny." I'm like, I just be telling the truth. Nothing but the truth, so help me God. I mean, yes, I am very blunt. I'm very honest. Um, Sometimes people can't take it, and sometimes people, most of the time, people can. It just depends on who I'm talking to be honest. You know. But I can't give it to you. I can give it to you in the emotional, intelligent way based off of what I read that you can comprehend. You know, that goes a long way because if I would have came on my channel and I would have been just like, y'all stupid. Like, hold on, you can't be on here talking to people like that. Like, I could have crushed, I could have triggered so many people just by being that blunt and honest when I really truly don't need to be speaking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it's kind of disrespectful. It's rude. It's like, what give you the high horse to sit up here and call somebody stupid? You know? So it's like, thank you for that 100, 3 times, 6 times, 7 times, 10 times. I appreciate you, clutch. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna be trying to talk to people, I have to make sure that I use my emotional intelligence to not get triggered. Because first of all, with a person that loved themselves, we would reflect, we would scan ourselves. Okay, thank Duck. We would scan ourselves to make sure we not, or we don't have things to work on. If you a child of God and you believe in God, God gonna sit you down if you really want to pour self-love into yourself. You know what I'm saying? It goes deep. It goes deep. You got to work on yourself. You got to figure out where the hurt is coming from. Why are you triggered? Why is it a problem? Why did that person make you say that? Why did that person make you cuss them out like that? You know, why are you already on 10? You got to be slow to anger. That's what the Bible say. Like, don't get me wrong. When I'm comfortable around the people that I want to be comfortable around, you'll see me talk. But at the same time, I know that they can handle that. For some people I don't know, I just met, like, there's a boundary line you don't cross with people because everybody not playing with you. Everybody not here to be played with. Like, you can't just say certain stuff to people and think everything's sweet. People will bust your head with a brick. Busting windows out of cars. You understand? So anyone tell you that you look like, that is funny. The person being racist would ever show their face or call somebody that in person. Tremaine, you absolutely right. You got so many people that will create accounts that, that if you see them in person, they wouldn't dare say the stuff that they saying behind the screen. because they know the right person will smack some sense into them, busting heads, knocking teeth out, probably go hunt your whole family if you talking to the right one. But some things like with that, like I can't get triggered off of that. Like that's, it's not important. Like you see it all the time with the right celebrities. They don't address certain things. You could, they are too important. Why would you jeopardize your money? Just like if I was to go off, why would I jeopardize the people that I can help? You know, sometimes you just gotta be that example because some people haven't seen that example. You know, just like I was having a conversation um, yesterday with a complete stranger. You know, when you have a neighborhood full of one race, they tend to eat off each other, bite off each other, learn from each other, or that group or individual, the group of individuals tend to network with each other. Do you got, let's say, a portion of those people move out, then you got a whole nother portion of people that moved in that's just not like that neighborhood. So now you got two different worlds colliding together. If they smart, they learn from each other on what not to do and what to do. Some people have to see it. Like, let's just say if you move into a rich neighborhood and you just so happen to get blessed to be rich, it's things that you can learn from those rich people that has been there before you know, by watching and observing, or, you know, having a conversation. You just never know. But you got to see it, because what if they, let's just say, that neighborhood of people that's rich, and I'm just hypothetically speaking so that you can have a mindset on, you know, what I'm trying to put down, so you can pick it up and use it however you need to use it in your life. You know, it's a group of rich people, and they're highly successful. They done created the stars and the moon. You know, I'm just throwing something out there. And then here you is with your rich and successful stuff. You yourself, you done made the earth and the rivers, the lakes. You know, you did that. You bring both of those people together because they don't know nothing about what you know. They don't know nothing about what you created. So they just, you just get curious enough, you'll learn how they get the stars and the moon. You know, so you know, that's pretty much what I was saying. Chat, I just like watching her talk. Thank you. What is going on in this chat? I just read it, but it's like if you were white and someone was too. When the Bay Area people move inland towards East Bay, dang. Oh, I'm just repeating what I see. Um, and you make sure that friend you are mentoring stay a friend. Oh, he is. I made that very clear. He ain't crossing no boundary lines. Trust me. When I say what I say, it ain't no, I don't go back on what I say. I mean what I say what I mean. Oh, he know. And that's why I'm saying everybody is not disposable, because just because you not getting a romantic relationship out of somebody that you like or you met when the intention was for something totally different, you learn to like not just walk away from something that's valuable. Because look at this, I got a lot of wisdom. Why would you want to walk away from that? Everybody's not disposable. Everybody's not. You can walk in expecting one thing, but you can walk out getting a whole nother version of something very, very dear that can grow you up. You know, hearing it and seeing it is two different things, but hearing it and seeing it and applying it to your life, that's a whole nother realm of existence. So yeah, he know. He definitely know. He definitely know. Now, let's just say you stand on your principles and your morals and your values and your boundaries of, you know, you said you would never do this, or you ain't nobody gonna make you change your mind. I just can't, you know. Now, you've held that truth for so long, and nobody has ever made you fold or gave you the inkling twofold, but then you meet the right type of individual. The right type of individual can disarm you in ways that either help you grow in a new perspective or take away for what you've always known to be true. You just got to determine or pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to you. You got to pay attention to you. Because I made it very clear at one point in time, and this is why I say that. I'm going to use myself because this is true. I use myself with quite a few people. You know, I said, I'm not doing that. Oh, yeah, no, you got me messed up, sir, ma'am. I'm not doing that. And the right individuals will come along and make you change and say, well, you know what? I see it from a different point of view. See, I said I never, or I'm just throwing this out there. I say, I won't eat no noodles. I'm not eating noodles. Oh no, I can never scoop that low. But then the same type of noodles get presented with some carrots, some peas, stuff that you like. But it's with something that you say you'll never eat. If it's presented properly, you might just fold. And it all depends on the right individual. I'm racist online, only in person. It's not realistic. I watch YouTube a lot. Boo, a man will wait years. Trust me, I know. But I understand what you mean. I ain't no fool. I know a man will wait. A man will keep himself in the friend zone and wait on that perfect opportunity for him to slide in. And he gonna slide right out the door. Because once a woman truly make up her mind, you might just, ain't no fold on that. Ain't no fold on that. No, just some things you just can't fold on. I'm sorry. Some things you just can't fold on. I'm just being honest. No, sir. Seriously. Some things you just can't fold on. Stand your ground. Okay? When you make, most women that has always, most women and most men that I know, or that I'm talking about, these group of individuals that I'm talking about, when they make up their mind, it ain't no change in them. Once a female put you in the friend zone, you ain't coming up out of that. You got to understand that, because she done already made up her mind that she don't like nothing about you. Not in the ways that you see her, or that you think. I'm telling you, a woman that mean what she say and say what she mean in that essence, no, there is nothing. That man can try to study her for years. He still won't get as close to her to find out or even break her. No, ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm just being honest. No, no, sir. No, no, sir. Not even desperate nights if you a fornicator. Not even desperate nights can do that. You know what I'm saying? Most females that have male friends most females that have male friends, they normally just talk on the phone. You know? And you slide, I'm talking about slide clean about the door. Stop playing, Texas. See, when you can't play with a person that don't mind cutting a person off. You know what I'm saying? You got to determine what's valuable and what's not. I knew it. When you said don't like nothing about you, that was the nail in the coffin. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? But that don't mean you disposable. You ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? But if you cross some boundary lines after it's already been in place, oh, now you got to get slid up out the door. And that's just with any individual that mean what they say and say what they mean. When a person make up their mind, like clearly just super make up their mind, about anything, mostly. Ain't no change in that individual, especially if their lessons in life was to don't fold. If the lessons has been failure after failure after failure after failure, they gonna handle that individual, or they gonna go into that situation the same way, because 6 times they done failed thinking something different. And once they fail that 6 times, some people, you can't, everybody not gonna fold. Absolutely not. But everybody is not disposable because you can't get what you want or what you thought you can get, because they add values in so many other ways. You might be a mad, mean person that's always sad. You don't mind being alone, but then here comes somebody coming along to brighten up your day, or brighten up your days, your month, your weeks. You got somebody that come to slide in, and they're just pure. The intentions are well. They mean you well. But because you done got hurt by so many individuals in the past, the defenses is going to be there. You're not going to trust that individual as quickly because of the 6 times you done failed. But that don't mean that that person is disposable. Sometimes you just got to crawl before you walk. You can't just get rid of everybody. Sometimes you got to pay attention to what they bring into you. Most of the times you got to. But some people are so stubborn. When they set in their ways, they set in their ways. Sometimes walking away from an individual that think they know it all, that's what it takes. And they sit down to reflect and think like, you know what? Dang, that person was bringing me food every day. Dang, that person was talking to me. Dang, I miss that person. That person not on the phone for me to talk to them no more. Dang, I can't even go over their house no more, use their shower. Like, that stuff will hit at the right time. That in tune or in time can change you as an individual. Everybody's not disposable. You know, if you go along in your life just getting rid of people and they ain't really did nothing to you, but you like being alone, because ain't nothing wrong with being alone. Ain't nothing wrong with being by yourself. But you dispose of the wrong person when God sent the right person, you gonna be hit, because you will never get that person twice. So you do have to be careful. You know, I'm just saying, like, if you don't cherish your mother, or if you don't cherish the aunties that always had your back, if you don't cherish the people that was there when you was down, and you just steady flicking them off because you got new people coming in your circle, you got new people coming in your life, boosting your head up on the level that you at already, that you done already graduated from, but you flickering off the other people. You ditching your old friends for the new friends when the new friends wasn't there when you was down. You got to be careful. Everybody's not disposable. Everybody's not disposable. You can't do that. You can't miss out because they're not giving you sex. Or you can't, if they're not giving you a conversation, they not listening to you cry all day, that don't mean you dispose of them because they not giving you something that you feel you need. But if it's a deal breaker, like, look, you're not giving me what I need, so I needs to go, that's different. They disposable in that essence, according to how you operate. But you got to be careful, you know, because God could be sending the same type of individual in your life with a different face and a different body, but the same type of attitude, the same type of connection or relation to the last person. And he could be showing you, like, you need to stop doing that. You got to stop treating people like that. I'm trying to bless you. I done sent this woman in your life to show you that, let's just say you a man that always sleep with every woman that came along. You don't have your stuff together, but you just sleeping with every female that you come across. Then you meet one after they have failed, right? They have failed. And God just sent in somebody that was totally different. They attractive. They use somebody you would date. They was somebody that, but see, you in the same situation though. God somewhere trying to break the cycle in your life. Stop sleeping with everybody. You can't sleep with everybody that God sent in your life. The reason why that failed is because you still haven't learned your lesson. You still being hard-headed. You, as a man, supposed to stand on your own 2 feet. You can't keep depending on every woman that come in your life to help pull you up. You are a man. You supposed to be the head of the household. You supposed to carry the weight, buff your chest out. You can't just feel sorry for yourself all the time. You got to shake that habit. It's things that God is trying to show you. When you keep repeating the same cycles, you just gonna get rid of everybody. Why you keep getting rid of good people? Because they did or said something wrong. You ain't never heard of forgiveness? What about when God forgave you? What about when people forgave you for your shortcomings? Sometimes you can get too big for your britches and forget where you came from. Remember, you ain't had nothing. But everybody that come on your path, because they not where you at, you just dispose of them. It's different for a man and a woman. The man is the leader. But let me also say this, because you got some men that just feel like because they are a man that a woman's supposed to bow down. Sir, you ain't give me nothing to bow down to. What you got? You ain't got nothing. You ain't offering nothing. You ain't pouring no type of wisdom. I don't even know if you're slow or and I'm just speaking for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want a woman to submit to you and you not offering nothing? Some people think sex is just everything. Sex is not everything, sir, ma'am. Because females do that too. Females will dispose of you if her vagina is not strong enough to take you down and make you milk and you give and do everything for her. Ma'am, you got to bring more to the table. You're not even nurturing this man, but yet you want everything in his pockets. What do you have to offer to this man? First of all, you're a woman. You are a woman. A woman can give so much on so many skills. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding, unconditional love, conditional love. The right type of woman will pour what she needs into the right type of man. And when I say that, I mean that in the way of where that good woman notices and sees that he's a good man. He ain't trying to use her. He ain't trying to use her as no crutch. He trying to build himself up, and sometimes you slip a little bit. It's some ice down there. It's okay. That good woman can see, well, you don't need me to help you. You know, she can watch. You ain't even got to ask. A good woman, when she see you a good man, she gonna know where her place is, or where she gonna know where she should place herself in your life if y'all come together, if y'all rocking with each other. But that man also have to have a strong foundation that he not asking to have her on no level. You know what I'm saying? Like sexually, like I could do this myself. I'm not saying don't help me. I'm not asking you to help me, but I got this. Let me be a man. Let me stand on my own 2 feet. Let me do what I got to do. That woman's going to be like, okay, let me stand back and watch you. And if you messing with me, I know where to insert myself. And then that just comes together. But going back to the story where you still in the same, and I ain't saying you, no disrespect, because I'm not trying to be non-emotionally intelligent when I speak what I say, because I'm not directing this towards nobody, but I just want you to listen, because I'm helping somebody. If you always down, you find yourself in cycles of 1 minute you're up, which life has its ups and downs, don't get me wrong, because you could be just being attacked, or you could just not have been applying the right type of pressure to yourself to stand 10 toes down as a man. You know what I'm saying? So you gonna have your ups and downs. You gonna go through some times, and you gonna go through some balling times. Some, hey, okay, we up, but stay up more than down. You have to stay up more than down. I don't care if you pulling yourself up on the monkey bars. You hear me? Laddering up in life, leveling up in life. You know, that last one, your hand is almost there. You better reach. Don't fold. Because you are going to only get you where you need to be. And then when you meet somebody that meets you at your level. But you cannot have that same mentality. Well, ain't nobody help me get here. You can't do that. Because what the lesson that God is trying to teach you is, don't be a victim. If you don't work, you don't eat. It's not nobody's fault. You where you at. Don't nobody owe you nothing. You owe yourself. You owe yourself. And if you at that point where you just keep getting down, stop depending on other people. That's why relationships don't last. Because the minute you find somebody strong to lean on, all your little power that you got just get tossed in the air. That's when arguments come. That's when disagreements come, because you haven't mastered the scale or skill of emotional intelligence to not just say whatever comes out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Or you haven't found the intelligence to nurture your own wounds. You gotta heal. You can't just keep jumping from one person to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. That's not helping. That's not helping you at all. You can't fully progress on a positive scale, on a, you know, high level of achieving greatness, if you don't heal. And even if you do get to the high level of achieving and having everything, you ain't gonna be able to keep nobody long if you keep going through the same cycle of repeating the same thing. I don't know what it is, man. I just, hey, she wasn't blame it on her. Blame it on her, or blame it on him. But you gotta soon realize you are the problem. It's your fault. It's nobody's fault but your own. But you also can't just dispose of people because you look good and they just come and go. You mess around, stick your penis in the wrong thing, and you gonna catch something. You mess around and lick the wrong vulva. Can we be real here? You gonna catch something. You don't know what type of demonic spirits is attached to that individual. That good individual, or those good individuals, they all carry something different within themselves. But if God kept sending the same type of woman with a different face, different body in your life, and you just dispose of them because they said something wrong, they first of all, as a man, and you dealing with a woman, you supposed to be a little sweet. Just a little sweet if she got the potential. If she carries something that you don't want to let go. And don't just not want to let her go, because don't be selfish. I'm telling you, if you go through life being selfish, only taking what you can get from somebody, I'm telling you, if you hardening up your emotions and jumping from this person to that person, and this person to that person, and this person to that person, God, your defenses is going to get brought down one day. I'm telling you, you're going to find that one that you fall in love with, that you connect with. That's your homeboy, your homegirl. Hey man, oh man, I'm so happy you came in my life. You done forgot about all the other people you disposed of. That was good. Don't be surprised if your karma come back fast. I'm just saying, everybody's not to be disposed of. Maybe not even you. You know, this woman said lick the wrong ball. I get what you're saying though, but you understand. Okay. Mess around, can't get rid of. Okay. Same here. She is not reading, just teaching. So I'm not wasting my voice. I will just listen. Thank you, Flipper. I'm speaking from my intuition. I'm speaking from what God has placed on my heart because I prayed twice. Everybody's not disposable. This is only episode 1. Stay tuned for episode 2. I'm still gathering up information. I still got to meet people that God want me to be able to pull the knowledge from, you know, and be able to come live. But be looking out for my episodes because God said it's time to pop out. Time to focus back on what's important. And this is the time for God people to get the breakthroughs in their life that they need. It's not going to come off. You know, you can't help how people take things. But with emotional intelligence being part of the first episode, that is something that can be practiced, you know, or put into perspective, or put into account, or put into alignment, you know, because I am a professional life coach, and every day I learn something new. Every day you have to want to evolve. And if you a person like me that like to evolve, every piece of knowledge that you get that can help you grow, you all for it. That don't mean you have to take on every single thing that you hear, because you can just be standing in your truth and say, no, I ain't biting that. That's not maybe for you. But then again, you got some hard-headed people that will know that they keep hearing the same thing and they still won't change. But God don't make mistakes, people do. Thank you, Frat Bits. You say you love the way I'm speaking. Thank you, I appreciate it. Blessings, peace, and love. My name is Naporsha, Life Coach and Truth. This is my first episode of 2026. Again, I do private sessions to talk to individuals. You know, whatever you want to talk about, any advice you need, you want to tell me about a situation you're going through, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, my honest advice. You know, I did go to school for this. Of course, the hard knock life of life be life. You know, God, I keep God at the center of my foundation. You know, I do pray. I do read the Bible. You know, if you check out my channel, if you've liked, shared, and subscribed on my channel, you can pretty much follow me and see every episode is different. I'm guided differently. Every season is different. Maturity is different. You know, it's all about growth. You know, it's all about growth. It's all about truth. And it's all about breaking chains in your life. That's really what it's about. You know, I care about that the most. As long as you go back to God, that's all I care about. I don't care how you do it, because God gonna accept you with whether you're broken or you full, or if you got a lot of wisdom or you lacking wisdom. You just don't understand. God has always been there for me, so I know He gonna be there for you. Sometimes you just gotta ask in different ways. He said you have not because you ask not. Sometimes you just gotta be open to what's being given unto you. Don't go in thinking you know everything. I ain't say I know everything. But it's some things you just can't shake my foundation on, because either God done put me through it with experience, or God done sat down and talked to me through prayer and waiting and fasting. You gotta fast. I'm telling you, get the clearest knowledge. I need to go on a fast. I really do. I hear you, Lord. I heard you talking to me at that moment. You will hear people say, Do you hear God's voice all the time? If you in tune with your star player, of course you will. Of course you will. If you have a personal relationship with God, of course you will. God speaks to his kids in the quiet moments. When you by yourself and you praying and you talking to God like, well, God, if you want me to follow you, give me a sign. He'll give it to you. He'll tell you. You just got to be receptive to be able, you got to pay attention. He will send people for you to pay attention to. He will also send you signs of billboards, in all directions. He'll guide you if you are open to it. Stand on the truth you believe, but but don't ever feel or don't ever accept the truth that God will turn away from you if you come to him with open arms and you trying to believe what it is that you need to believe. That is a lie and a half if somebody tell you different. I'm trying to tell you. And you ain't got to be perfect. You can sin. You was born from sin. I'm not giving you permission to sin. Now, don't twist my words, please. Because that's not what I mean. Meaning, if you already living in sin, God can remove the sins that you commit. If you want a stronger, deeper understanding, all you got to do is pray. That's it. And don't rush God. You can't rush God to answer you. You got to go through some testing. You got to be tried and true. You got to do that. I'm telling you. You got to bump your head a couple times. You're going to do it. Most times people do. But the whole point of episode number 1 is everybody not disposable. You can never find another you. Ain't nobody like you. I don't care what they wear. I don't care how they smell. Can't nobody find another you. So keep being original. Keep being you. But if God's trying to help you grow you up and mature you, listen to that. So you won't have to fall hard. Too hard. To where it's painful. Okay? You sound like the Hughley off of the Boondocks. Okay? You know what? My uncle used to love the Boondocks growing up. Like, I would see it every now and then, and I heard they do be speaking some real truth, but I just couldn't get with it. Maybe my mindset was, I was too busy thinking about dancing. Sierra Goodies. That's my song. Okay? I was too busy being feminine, being in my soft girl era. And when you meet a woman, when you meet a woman that's in her masculine, just know she just trying to protect herself. Because she been hurt so long, so many years. And sometimes that can be from childhood. You said, who am I here talking to? The people on the chat and those that's coming because it's being recorded. I don't have to specifically be talking to anybody, but I have been communicating with quite a few people on there. You said, I sound single. How I sound single? Because I'm not saying, oh, my baby. Oh, my. That might be somebody that sound like somebody that's watching me and stalking me saying that. Because how do you sound single? Oh, well, you can sound single. I apologize. But I'm not sounding single. I don't see how that, with anything that I said, I can't see that. Now, I do have people who know me that will be communicating with me, but they don't want to let me know that they communicate with me. Because if I know your energy, I'm going to pick up on it. So, I mean, I know you. It's funny. It's funny. Energy never lie. Married women don't talk about their soft girl era. Why married women don't? When they love properly, they do. And most happy people don't talk about their relationships. You know what I'm saying? Most happy people don't talk about their relationships. And you got some married women that do talk about their relationship to help motivate and inspire other women to be in the soft girl era with the right type of man, because they're reflecting that they with the right type of man. So you can't classify everybody in the same genre. You can't classify everybody in the same category, because there's so many different people that exist today that not one, two, three, four, five are the same. I don't care if they wearing the same shirt or not. Everybody was brought up different, you know. But there's a tweak somewhere along the line. Okay, you right. Where's your man? In his skin? This is not that type of channel. Talking about that's how I know you single. A married woman doesn't have a soft. Yes, she do. I don't know who told you that lie. I don't know who told you that lie. Ain't no way a married woman have to be in her masculine, the type of woman that I'm talking about, because I have aunties that have been married and they are in their soft girl era. I call it soft girl era because they are in their feminine nature. I don't have to. I'm about to delete you off my page. I am bold. I just don't have to answer there because it sounds like somebody that I know. It don't matter. They're not even welcome here no more. So they're gonna have to create a whole nother YouTube just to be on my page. I told you, Bitters. That is funny. Some people will bait you into certain conversations because they be trying to find out information. You got to be careful. People be crafty. All up in my business. Okay. Back to everybody is not disposable. Everybody is not disposable. You can't just be out here just throwing people away like, I'll find another one. Unless they toxic and they go against your morals and values. Let's refresh. What's today? Today Tuesday. Did they come back? I have a crush on someone I shouldn't. You have a crush on someone you shouldn't have a crush on? I'm not going into that. Hi. Hello. Boundaries. Going back to boundaries of standing on your truth. Okay? You got to know your limits. Just like I knew my limit, like I'm not gonna indulge. I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm here for. You gotta know your limits. It requires communicating your limits without over explaining, apologizing, or trying to control others' reaction. You got some people that just don't care. Good morning, young lady. How you doing from Cincinnati, Ohio? I'm gonna tell you, lady, did you hear me? You said what? What did you say, Fritz? Fritz? What did you say? Hello, Thomas. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Episode 1. Everyone is not disposable. Boundaries. You got to understand that you can't control everything. You can't control how others react to your truth. It's getting time. Stand on your principles. Stand in your truth. But everybody is not disposable. Good morning, Thomas. Blessings, peace, and love. Okay, so that concludes, because I got to go and I'm not supposed to overwork. I have to go. This is episode 1, and I am the Portia Life Coach of Truths. If anything that I have said today have helped you in any way, hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. And for those of you that have subscribed, liked, shared, and subscribed, thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I pray that what has been said today has helped somebody in their life. And I pray you go back to God, or keep praising God, or keep praying to God. Okay? How you doing, David? Blessings, peace, and love to you all. I will see you soon. Episode 1. Signing off. If you do want to book a private session, please go to the top of my description box. Go on my page. And what you do, you click on my name, view your channel, view my channel, okay? And you drop down those links. In those links, you'll see my email address. Right now, my website, book a coaching session, is under construction. It's down right now. I deactivated it due to me having, I think I had quite a few months off. No, about a month off from, having new clients sign up. But I'm back on. I have been meeting with my day ones behind the scenes, and we'll continue to do that. So if you are a member to my channel, remember, you get a lot of free perks. You get first dibs on a lot of things. So I'm sorry, excuse me. I mean, it's really getting close to time. But you guys just go straight on my book my book of coaching website is down right now. It's under construction. So if you do want a private session where you want to talk to me, face to face, FaceTime, Zoom, Google Meet, you want to talk, just be honest. You can book a session, send your information, and if you want to give me some detail on what you want to talk about, that's fine. You can do that on my email. My email is in the I am so sorry. My email is, I have to put my email in the chat. I gotta reconfigure some things. I'm gonna put my email address in the chat. Again, I've been up since 2 o'clock yesterday, so bear with me. I'm hanging on by a thread. It's just now starting to come. I'm gonna put my email address into the chat, and take full advantage of it, and we'll get together. I'm sorry. Just catching up on me. Ah. One moment. All right, I just want to double check and make sure I wasn't tripping. All right, so I posted it in the chat. Um, if anybody want to book a session, it's in the chat. My email address, send me an email address, and you can get in contact with me. Okay? Blessings, peace, and love to all my subscribers. Thank you for rocking with me. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything. Thank you for the gifts that was sent to me, those hundreds. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for staying to the end. Okay? This is episode 1. Episode 2 coming up very soon. This is No Portion Life Come True. I'll see y'all later.